and thank you for joining us on In Touch with Durham County. I'm Deborah Craig Ray, General Manager of Strategic Planning and Innovation. Joining me is our co-host, Wendy Jacobs, Chair of the Board of County Commissioners.
Thank you, Deborah. We use this program to share vital information about the programs and services offered by Durham County government.
Recently, the city and county announced a new mobile app that will allow residents to enter requests for service on a smartphone. Durham County IS&T Director Greg Marrow and Contact Center Manager Marcelle Brawner discussed the new Durham One Call App and what it means to our community moving forward. Durham County recently developed a new court date reminder service, the first of its kind in the state. The goal is to reduce the number of citizens who fail to appear for scheduled court dates. We've invited our Durham County Clerk of Superior Court, Archie L. and Beth Steenberg of the Criminal Justice Resource Center to talk about how this new program will help operations. Chairman Jacobs, let's begin our conversation.
Thank you, Deborah. And Greg and Marcelle, thank you so much for being with us here today. Tell us how this all started, this new One app.
So I'm very excited to be part of the program today to talk about our new mobile app. I think the program really got started as a result of just kind of bumping into residents entering our buildings and asking for, is this a city service or is this a county service, and where do we go to report a service? And because, as you know, everyone is carrying around a computer today, we call them cell phones or mobile devices, we thought it would be much more convenient to have our citizens be able to request services via these mobile devices that they're carrying around in their pockets today. So we thought, this would be a great opportunity to, plus to remove the distinction between city and county, and just say, if you want to report a service, just use our mobile technology to report the service, and then let us take care of whether it's a city service or a county service behind the scenes.
Right, so this is really unique. As you said, people are often confused about what does the city do, what does the county do, and they might know the Durham City One Call and call there about county functions. So this is great to have the city and the county working together on this. How can citizens download this? How can people use this app?
So we did our best to make it as convenient, as simple as possible. As Greg mentioned, there was a need to find one more channel for residents to access government. And so being able to give the residents the opportunity to access either the county or city based upon their need was really exciting. And so there is the opportunity to access the app in the Google App Store or in the Apple Store. And they can download it. It's free of charge, and it's very intuitive. So what we enjoy most about the app is that when a resident or a user in Durham takes advantage to submit a request or a service, they actually will get acknowledgement that it's been received. And so that's a huge plus. And it's a big difference from what it was before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So are there any special requirements needed for accessing the app?
Special requirements. When a user actually goes to the site, they can go to the city site or the county site, and they can submit a request there, or they can download the application to their phone. And what the application will ask is for identification, and the identification is their email address. It is optional for the user to provide additional information, such as their address and their telephone number. However, the minimum requirement is their email address.
Now, basically, kind of walk us through, how does it work once you go in and access it and enter a request?
So once you download the app, we have a very basic menu, and one of the menu items is submit a request. And so once you select submit a request, you will get prompted with a set of services that you want to submit. It could be, as an example, I want to report on a pothole, or I want to report on an abandoned property. And so once you select that, then as Marcelle talked about, you just enter the information that you will be prompted to enter. It will actually automatically select your location for you, so your location information will be populated in the correct fields. Obviously, you can change that if that's not the location you're reporting on. And so, if you follow the prompts, it will step you through the process of reporting on a service or a problem or requesting a service.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good.
So, so who is this app supposed to be for? Because I hear, it's supposed to be for the citizens, but now I'm also curious. It sounds like there's going to be some other possible uses for this app in terms of some of the information that departments are going to be able to ascertain from the app. So tell us who this app is for.
So we were very, very intentional in the design point of the application. We wanted to have an information source for anybody external to Durham. So if you don't work in the city, you're not going to know you're not going to know the answers, or sometimes not even the questions to ask. Mm-hmm. And so this app, there's frequently asked questions available. So if you have a question about the county or the city, and you don't have to know whether you're in the county or the city. Mm-hmm. So oftentimes in our respective organizations, you've got to be able to say, I'm in the city, or I'm in the county. Yep. And so it really is intended for anyone that chooses to use it. The services are for Durham. Mm-hmm. So if it happens to be you're in California and you have a need for a service in Durham, you can use that application for service in Durham.
And an example of that might be, let's say you travel to California and you forgot to disable your water service, but you still have the app on your mobile device, so you can go on your mobile device and put a request in to disable your water service, as an example.
Wow. So this could be really transformative.
Yes.
For Durham City and County government. So what do you see as being the overall benefits of this app, not only for citizens, but also for Durham City and County government and staff and the services that are provided?
Well, what I would offer is there is an increased benefit for both. So from a city and county perspective, there's the opportunity for us to increase our productivity and our efficiency. As it relates to the user of the application, there is the opportunity for us to continue down this path of transparency. And so it provides the user with the information in the moment at the moment. And it gives the user the opportunity to self-serve. So there's not the dependency to speak with someone necessarily, and they can go and get the information that they need or submit a request and move on to the next thing.
So give us an example of a city service and a county service and how people would get walked through a request.
A perfect example would be missed trash. So a resident has their trash missed and they want to report it. They can go ahead and report it using this application. They can also take a picture to attach to that request, and then it's transmitted to the city. And when we receive it, then what we do is we ensure that we have done the processing within 1 business day so as to complete the request that's been submitted by the user.
Great.
And on the county side, a great example would be our animal protection services. So if there's a wild animal out in the county that you want to report loose, you can use the app to do that. And as Marcelle talked about, you can, if you can take a picture and upload a picture and submit that with the service request as well.
Very nice, very nice. So what can we expect when we're fulfilling that service? What can the community look forward to? Are we adding new services as we go along? Where are we going?
So from the city's perspective, we want to continue to meet the users in the space they're in. So it's another opportunity for us to meet the users. Some, they use all different forms, and this is yet another. Where we expect ourselves to go, we expect ourselves to be able to fulfill these requests and become even more transparent in doing so. So that as we continue down this path, the resident can say, I can do this. I can do this, and I don't need to call. I can do this all on my own. And we want our service to reflect the information that the user desires to see and the expected outcome.
And I think on the county side, as Marcelle said, we want to look at all of our services, and we want to make fulfilling all of our services a lot more easier for our residents and for our citizens of Durham County. And so if there's something where they really don't need to come downtown or visit us, and we can enable through the mobile device, our goal is to do that. And so we want to make it more convenient to carry out our services, again, particularly because almost everybody today is carrying around a computer in their pocket.
Absolutely.
Well, this is very exciting, and I look forward to really seeing what the results are, how many people use this app and how it changes our ability to meet the needs of citizens in our community and offer better services. And can you tell us how people can, I don't know, any final information, again, reminding people how they can get access to this app?
So what I'll offer is that anyone watching the show or desiring access can certainly access the information on the city site or the county site, or they can go directly to the Google App Store or the Apple Store, and they would download, the name of the program is Durham One Call, and then they'll be able to, and it is free, so it's a free download.
Yeah, awesome.
Great.
Awesome. It's very easy to set up, very easy to use, and once you download it, you're off and running.
We love it. We
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to
great.
thank you both for all the work that you've done getting this ready for the community, and we are looking forward to hearing maybe in another year exactly how things are going.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we will talk about another new service in our community, and that's called the New Court Date Reminder Service. Stay with us.
See a pothole? There's an app for that. Missed pickup? There's an app for that. Need to set up water service? There's an app for that too. Introducing the One Call App. Report your service requests online on your schedule. Just download for free from the App Store or Google Play Store. Then, sign up and start using it to report problems, check the status of your service request, or just find out more information. Try the Durham One Call app today.
Welcome back. Joining us are our Clerk of Superior Court, Archie Smith, and Criminal Justice Resource Center's Beth Steenberg. Chair Jacobs, let's continue our conversation.
Well, thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Archie and Beth, for being here with us today to tell us about another great innovation app to help people in our community. So can you tell us what this new program is with the Durham County Court Reminder System? Tell us about this new program.
Yes, Wendy. On any given day, a number of folks will not appear for court. What happens if they do not appear for court? They're called and failed. An order for arrest goes out for them. They can be arrested, put in jail, spend the night, wait till the next day, and then appear before a judge to explain why they failed to appear. The purpose of this program is to eliminate as much of that as we possibly can for a multitude of reasons. For example, folks that simply forget. They did not willfully intend not to come to court. They just forgot. So they will not be arrested. They can be reminded. Then we're looking at the time factor. You have to have clerks attend to the paperwork. You have to have the sheriff's office out in the field attending their duties, arresting folks, taking them out of their homes, away from their loved ones when it's not necessary. And thirdly, those folks have to have the expense imposed upon the county of housing them overnight. It's a win-win for everyone. Taxpayers, defendants, courts, clerks. There's only upsides to this program.
Right, absolutely. Just hearing you describe all the different layers of how many different systems and people are impacted when somebody fails to appear, and the consequences of that. And I know from personal experience somebody who failed to appear because the reminders, I guess, are normally sent maybe by the mail. Sometimes there are reminders sent, but people move, and then they don't get those reminders. What are some other things that you see? I mean, besides people moving, why people maybe don't get these reminders? What are some other things that you see?
Well, typically, government, vis-a-vis whether it be state government, the courts, or the county government, do not notify folks as to their next court date.
Okay.
They are informed of that in district court at that court appearance.
I see.
And so their reminders would probably have come from private counsel who are retained to represent
Or
them.
maybe the public defenders even.
Public defenders quite often would do that.
Right.
But separate and apart from that, there are no reminders.
are no
Folks are on their own to remember when to appear in court. But to give you some notion of the significance of this, it's not unheard of for us to have as many as 3,000 criminal cases in a month, of which as many as 10% can be called and failed. 300 people whose lives can be disrupted. 300 cases where all of this expense and trouble is incurred.
Right.
If we could reduce it by, say, 1/2, there's 150 cases at bare minimum that this kind of
Right.
aggravation, this agitation can be spared.
Right. And I'm sure helps create a backlog as well on the court system when you keep having to bring those people back.
Oh, yes. You're doing twice the work to get the single outcome.
So I understand we're the only county in North Carolina that has this program. So how did that come about?
Because Durham has historically partnered with the justice system in Durham County. It wasn't until recently that the Durham County seal was replaced by a more modern and up-to-date ecological color and seal, and the seal for the County of Durham was that of the scales of justice. City and county government in Durham County has always been hand in glove with the court system in Durham. This system that we're about to implement, or rather have implemented,
That's right.
as of last week, came about as a result of the forward-looking efforts of Gudrun Palmer and her associates at the Criminal Justice Resource Center, which is another service provided by the County of Durham, separate and apart from any services provided by the state of North Carolina on behalf of its citizens. So Gudrun recognized this as a need and took the steps that were necessary to bring everyone to the table and to have this program brought about. I will point out to you that on a different track and a different world in the state court system and the administrative office of the courts, this has been discussed for some time now about having this kind of a program. Durham didn't know that, but Durham did it.
Yes.
So it's still being talked about for the rest of the state, and I hope that it can be implemented, but the rest of the state is looking at Durham with interest to see whether or not this program can be successful. I believe it will be.
Outstanding. So where did the funding come from to develop the program?
The funding was found, once again, by our Criminal Justice Resource Center, Gudrun Palmer. We are in receipt of a grant from the John D. and Catherine MacArthur Foundation. The grant was intended initially to assist in the avoidance of excess use of jails. Why have folks in jail that don't need to be there? Because their offense is innocuous. If you forget court because you forgot to write it down in that afternoon when it's too late, you go, oh gosh. this can stop that.
Right, right. So, yeah, and absolutely, from the county's point of view, it costs us about $120 a day to pay for somebody to be in jail. That's a lot of money. So for somebody who just missed their court date. Beth, could you tell us exactly how the program is going to work, or how it's working, if it's happening now?
It is in place. It just kicked it off about a week ago, and early June. And the way it works is that through your phone or your computer or tablet, any kind of mobile device, you go to courtreminders.deconc.gov, and it just asks you to, for your name, you put in your name, and then it will search the database for any upcoming court dates that you have. And then you just put in there how you want to be notified. You can be notified by phone, text, or email, or all three. And then it says, thank you for signing up, and then you'll get a acknowledgement that we received your sign up, and then once your court date comes along, you'll get a reminder 3 days ahead of time and the night before.
Wow, 3 days the night before. Wow, that's great. And what kind of cases can use this court reminder?
Our focus is on the criminal cases, so we're it's in the system, our criminal district level court cases.
Okay. Are there any plans to expand that?
There is also actually you can sign up for traffic cases, big. So they're in there, and right now that's kind of where we are. We have to see how things go.
So I think I understood you said that it's available on your different mobile devices.
Correct. Phone, tablet, and if you have a desktop computer, it's also available that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. Is it possible for people to also stop or cancel the messages if they want?
Yes. So in all three methods, at the end of the message, there's a little line in there about how to unsubscribe from the email or text, or how to stop a phone call.
And then if you stop, can you then go ahead and resume?
Yeah, it's really simple. Same thing, you go back to courtreminders.deconc.gov, and you put in your phone number. So like if you forgot that you actually signed up, it's okay, you can sign up again, or you change one of your phone number or your email, just sign up again, and it will send it to you.
This is really great. I mean, it's such a simple concept, but it's such an important concept.
Absolutely.
So as we begin to wrap up our segment, is there something that we need to remind our viewers of, and how they can access this? Do you have a website?
Well, the website and the sign up are the same. courtreminders.deconc.gov. We have these brochures and flyers around at the courthouse, so if you see them there, you can sign up, and it's a fairly simple process.
Well,
This is
excellent
great.
marketing. That's
This is
really great.
And I guess I have one last quick question: will it be available in Spanish?
It is. We're working on that. In the next few months, we expect it to be available in Spanish.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, this has been a very
Yeah.
excellent show. This is very exciting what you're doing, and we're looking forward to seeing the other counties catch up with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both this and the Durham One Call App are both just really innovative technologies to help people in our community. So thank you again for all you're doing to help people in our community.
Yeah.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you joining us today, and we'll have to have you back in another year just to kind of hear how things are going.
We have to wait a year.
Okay, we'll work something out. How about that?
Okay,
Well,
thank
we've had
you.
another good show, Chairman Jacobs.
We have. So we'll see you all next time.
Thank you so much for joining, and we will look for some exciting information to help you stay in touch with Durham County government. Cheers.